I came across this story just by scrolling onto my Instagram. Like I said, I'd be finding some of the craziest things on Instagram sometimes just to want to talk about. And shout out to the more information page because that's where I came across it at. Now, I definitely cannot, and I repeat, I definitely cannot play the video as it pertains to this because it is very, very graphic. But you can see right here in the title on the headline, it says woman allegedly plows van into boyfriend, kills man after searching partner's phone. Now, I did watch the video, much to my own dismay, and it was just crazy. But I'll explain, I'll detail what the video showed. So this is just a surveillance camera right here. There is no sound to this, by the way. And it's just people just casually going into the store. She literally comes at top speed and she's driving that van. You know, vans are a big vehicle, but even if you get hit by a regular car, that still does damage. And she crashes into the boyfriend and it stops right before it hits another person. I know them people was freaked out because the way that she drove through, it looked like something off of a Hollywood stunt set. I thought she was going to crash into the store the way that she came, because she came from this side right here. The boyfriend's coming out and she hits him and he literally like kind of bounces. And then another person, you can tell another person got hit, but they paused the video right there. And it's a reason for that. And by the way, this is her picture right here in the corner. That is the woman who did it. I tried to see if I could find a write-up or some kind of news story behind it, but there's really nothing out there right now. Even when I put the woman's name into the search, nothing came up. So maybe by the time I get ready to upload the video, maybe there'll be some more additional information. But there is a caption, well, not a caption, but more like a write-up on the side that goes into a little bit more detail about it. And I'm gonna read it right now. It says a woman drove her boyfriend to the mall, and while he was inside shopping, she read his messages and saw messages suggesting he was cheating on her with her sister, and she did this, which I just explained to you. Her boyfriend, Jawan Lunsford, thought she was coming closer to pick him up, but she wasn't, not driving at that top speed. Is that she ran him over with the car. She also ran over a pedestrian by the name of Christopher Scott Griffiths, walking across with his cane, who was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And by the way, the video paused right before she hit this man. And his was a head-on kind of collision, because with the boyfriend, he kind of got hit from the side. But the man who name I just mentioned, he got hit straight head on. Like I'm talking about, he had no chance of getting out of the way, especially with him being an older man. Then on top of that, he could have been a younger man with even good reflexes, but no one would have saw that coming. It says Christopher, a 58-year-old, had been paralyzed after a motorcycle accident, and after a lot of effort, physiotherapy, and rehabilitation, he learned to walk again with aid of his cane. Now, when you read that and know that this man just got hit at top speed by a woman driving this van because she got upset from some messages that she saw, that's crazy. After running them down, she exited the vehicle and started to beat her boyfriend. You know what this reminds me of? If y'all remember, a couple years ago, there was a story about a woman who attacked her boyfriend, whoever it was, in a parking lot. I think it happened in Virginia. She had ran the car into another car. The bumper came off and she started to beat the boyfriend while he was laid out, passed out on the ground with the bumper. I think some of y'all may remember that story. She had their 8-month-old baby in the car during all of this and left her baby in the car while she went to beat her wounded boyfriend. She obviously didn't care about her child in that moment. And what's scary is that she had their 8-month-old child in the car and she drove top speed with a child in the car. She could have did damage to the child. She, in that moment, did not care about her boyfriend. She didn't care about the man that she hit, and she didn't care about the child. All she saw was red. But let me continue. Now, here's the sad part. The pedestrian, Christopher, died. That's why they had to pause the video, because they literally in that moment, a man just got mowed down and deleted. Taah'viya Chapman, age 24, was indicted on charges of aggravated murder, murder, felonious assault, attempted murder, and endangering children, and she faces life in prison. The attempted murder charge is for her attempt on her boyfriend because he actually survived. And they had put hashtag Ohio. So this occurred in Ohio. I need to ask any of my Ohio people out there who are subscribed to me, are you aware of this story? That is sad. It is sad in multiple ways because, well, luckily, you know, her boyfriend survived, but he's definitely going to have a lot of physical therapy. He's definitely going to be in the hospital for a little bit. But it's sad because she took out a pedestrian that had nothing to do with whatever was going on between her and her boyfriend. And then apparently the text messages are reading that the boyfriend was allegedly cheating on her with her sister. Now, I understand that if that is the case, how upset you would be. However, it is never that deep, even if it's someone that's committing infidelity with a family member, for you to take your vehicle and drive like that and plow someone over, and then in the same instance take someone else's life away. And you had your 8-month-old child in the car. And if you saw the way that this van bounced up like that, I'm surprised. They need to check on the child, because the child could have easily hopped out of that car seat. Like, that thing bounced off the ground. It wasn't just a smooth hit. Like, the car bounced. I wish I could show it, but I can't. I really can't. It's that graphic. Like, as a matter of fact, the video posted on the page actually has a disclaimer on it saying that it's graphic. Are you sure you want to see it? Whenever that comes up, it's bad. It's that bad. Now this woman is so stupid, she about to face life in prison, which I hope she gets, while her boyfriend, who's probably most likely going to be her ex-boyfriend, is probably going to still be messing around maybe with the sister, and they'll be raising their child. So she lost in the end. Like, she could have easily handled this rationally and just dealt with it when he came back to the car, or maybe waited until they got home and not argue around the child and just, you know, confront him that way. But no, that was too much for her. She had to go and treat that van like she was at some kind of a derby. And her boyfriend and this pedestrian were the cars at the derby that she runs over. Like, that wasn't smart. That really wasn't smart on her part at all. And like I said, it's just very sad because an innocent man lost his life behind her own raged out ignorance. It's never that deep. It is never, ever that deep. And then on top of that, almost took out her boyfriend. Like, she was looking at 2 bodies on her hand. That was 2 life sentences that she almost got, but they said she faces life in prison. I feel absolutely nothing for her if that's exactly what she's sentenced with, because that type of behavior should not be excused. It should never be tolerated, and it should never, ever go that far. To the people who are in relationships, if you have speculations, or if you have proof that your your partner or your significant other, whoever you're with, is cheating on you, and you have proof, just leave. Just leave out, just get out of the relationship. Never let it get this far. Because now multiple lives are ruined. Her life is ruined because she's most likely going to prison for the rest of her life. The boyfriend, he's going to be traumatized by this. The family of that man that she hit and deleted, they're going to be extremely traumatized. And what's sad is that this guy was recovered from a motorcycle accident that could have taken his life. And he just learned to walk again. And now he's out of here from another vehicular incident, but not at his own hands. And now the child gonna have to grow up without its mother, and probably knowing this, probably for good reason. But imagine that child growing up and asking them where their mother is at. And they're going to say, oh, mommy's in prison. Because she tried, if the boyfriend's telling the story, because she tried to take me out and she took someone else out. She like literally almost took out 2 lives in one day, and you happened to be in the car, in the vehicle that she did it with. Like, imagine having to break that down to your child when they get of age to be able to understand and try to process that. And even then, they probably still won't understand. And I wouldn't even blame the child if they didn't want to go visit their mother while she was behind that glass. Well, it looks like I lucked up and was able to find a picture of her. And the reason why I was able to find it is because I spelled her name wrong in the search. I put a E where the A should have been. Her name is Taah'viya Chapman, and this is her right here. Like, this is a more enlarged picture of her that you saw in that bottom corner picture from the video, but they have multiple pictures of her. Like, they even have her in her jumpsuit, which is this picture right here. Man, this is extremely sad. All the way around, it is very sad. It's very pathetic on her part, but it's just a sad situation because that family of that pedestrian. If I was the family of that man, I would tear her a new one before she got behind bars. I'm just saying. She let her rage get the best of her. She let her emotions get the best of her. Something, like I said, that could have been dealt with when they left from there and went home. She literally took it out in that moment on her boyfriend and thought she was sticking it to him and ended up hitting another person and taking him out. I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say about this one. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. And also make sure that the bell is clicked to be notified whenever I upload a new video, go live. If for any reason the bell is not working for you, be sure to hit the notify me button that is at the bottom left or bottom right of the thumbnail, as I do upload my videos premiere style. The links will be down in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.